All right, here we go. That's great.
A broadcasting legend in his own mind. He's known to be prickly and very opinionated. It's time to get in the huddle with your host, Coach Muddle.
All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Funday as Nevada Nick. What's up, buddy? And, of course, Telco's #1 fantasy football advisor, Stizz. What's up, guys? How you doing this morning?
Sorry,
another
guys.
beautiful day. Another beautiful day in the Upper East Side of Delco, Coach.
I was doing good until Dave Roberts, who I can't stand, and Coach, you well know what my feelings are of Dave Roberts. But Coach, how long have I been saying about Jansen, the closer for the Dodgers, that he was, that it was trouble. Stay away from him. Look, if it was a 3-run game, maybe, but still, it's the World Series. It's Game 4. You're up 2-1. I can't believe in a 1-run game he goes to Jansen and allows that to happen. And I mean, look, I know one of the runs was a mistake by Betts and by the catcher, but still, it's like you got a 1-run lead going into the 9th inning of Game 4 of the World Series. You're about to get a stranglehold on it, 3-1, and you got Kershaw and Buehler going, and you blow it. So obviously I'm not happy about that because I got money rolling on the Dodgers. Hopefully they bounce back tonight. And then the other one is James Franklin. I mean, I'm a Penn State fan, so my Penn State season lasted 3 hours, and then that was done. Basically Big Ten season for me is over. I mean, I think they're going to get killed against Ohio State next week anyway. But, the first thing, I was watching the game with my brother. The first thing I said to him was, I'll set the situation up real quick. Penn State's up by a point, minute and 47 to go. They're at Indiana's 15-yard line. Indiana only has one timeout. So, game clock's 40 seconds. I said to my brother, Indiana's going to let them score. And, of course, they let them score. And how are you if you're James Franklin? You're a Division I head coach. I do know my sports, but I've never coached a day in my life. I know that. How does he not make sure it's in his player's head? Whatever you do, once you get the first down, kneel. I mean, that's why. And he got in his press conference, and look, there was a lot of bad plays yesterday. But he said, I don't want to focus on that. But what do you think's going to happen? I mean, you could have won the game. The game would have been over. And now you're 0-1, and you lose the game. And look, the 2-point conversion, too, it sucks. The whole thing does suck. But, hey, man, it don't matter now. You've lost. Your season's over. I mean, it sucks.
When was the last time Penn State started 0-2?
Oh, I don't know, man. It's been since probably maybe early, like when Joe Pa was having those struggles, like in the early 2000s, maybe. But I think that's the last time. And then obviously he got it rolling again. But and it just sucks. Like I was looking forward to next week's game, and I think they'll play better next week. But I mean,
the replay that I saw.
He looked short to me.
He looked short. I felt like that ball hit out of bounds before it hit the pylon. But you know what? You're the home team. They're not, and that ended the game. Those officials wanted to just get out of there, and they weren't changing that. Yeah.
I'll tell you, going back to the World Series, it looks like you guys were maybe dead on the money. It looks like this may go 7 games, huh?
Yeah. I mean, now, and see, that's what pisses me off too, because now, guys, think about you're the Dodgers. You've been in 3 of the 4 last World Series. Now, guess who's pitching tonight? Clayton Kershaw. Who, I mean, looks good this postseason, but now Game 5, World Series, I don't know what's going to happen. And if they lose and they go from being able to be up 3-1 to down 3-2,
That big turnaround there.
And Tommy, I want to know if the Vikings are you're going to pee-pee all over their fire sale.
And the Vikings, hey, Tommy, they just told you as a fan, we suck on the next year when they traded in Dockway. I don't disagree with the move because you get draft pick compensation.
Yeah, but
I
you
don't
gave
think
up
they
a
were
second
signing him.
to get him. You gave up
What's
a second to get him.
No, I know, but I think they just wanted to get something back. I mean, he was on the franchise tag, obviously, but good move for the Ravens. And, hey, I was saying all week, Seahawks, get his pass rusher. I don't understand why the Seahawks didn't do it, but good move for the Ravens. I'll have something on that later, too, because if your book has what my book is, a little prop bet, or future bet, that I'm going to put out.
You're probably right, Pee Eater.
Yeah, you probably are. Now, Coach, want to get into Eagles-Giants Thursday real quick?
Oh, God, yes. I tell you what, look, I just want to say this. Look, great call by Joe Judge at the beginning of the game. Really had the Eagles messed up on that punt.
Yep.
But what were you doing in the huddle before that happened? I'm speaking about the guy that was wide open.
No clue.
And
the punter knew.
Once looked back.
Yeah, I know.
He didn't even look inside to see if he was onside.
But Coach, the punter was literally going like pointing to, like tell him, yo, dude, there's nobody there. I'm going to throw the ball to you. Like, you know, I mean, that's one thing I have no patience for, especially when you're at the professional level, is bad situational football. Yeah. I mean, I got no patience for that. None, zero whatsoever. Bad play. But you know what, Coach? And I hate to say this. The Giants, I mean, yeah, could they be 0-7 or whatever, 0-6, whatever? Yeah, but they're a competitive team. But to me, Danny Jones' run sums it up. They can't finish. They just can't finish. They don't know how to win games yet.
You stole my thunder, Nick.
Yeah. Well, you were going to steal that from me because I texted you that the other day. So don't try stealing my stuff, Coach. You're not that creative, buddy. But, no, I mean, it's the truth. They've been in a lot of games. Dallas, last week, obviously, they win, but still they could have lost out of a 2-point. The Eagles game, the Rams game, and they can't finish. So they're close. They just got to find out how to finish. But, I mean, Daniel Jones, man, I could have ran that to the end zone.
And three commercial breaks.
No one within 20 yards of you. No one within 20 yards of you. And you're trying to run faster.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Good, Stizz.
No, I mean, there's no way the Giants should have let the Eagles back in that game. I mean, you know, they missed a 29-yard chip shot field goal, right? They go for it on 4th and goal, don't make it. They're down 10 at the time. They kicked a field goal. There's still a whole 4th quarter left. You get down 1 point, and now you're in a situation at the end of the game where you don't have to go for the touchdown. Okay, it worked. They won the game. It's great. But I just don't understand some of the play calling. And once again, Wentz is holding the ball too long.
No, Stizz, that's where I was going next. And Jason Dean, Irish did look good yesterday, but we'll see. We'll see how good they are when they play in Clemson in 2 weeks. That's going to be the game, Jason Dean. But no, Wentz, I mean, look, I love the toughness. I love them coming back. But he's got to know what he's working with right now. Sometimes you just got to give up and move on to the next play. You know, holding the ball. I mean, Troy Aikman even said, and he was right, high school quarterbacks, what Carson Wentz just did, never do, or else you're never going to get on the field. When he threw the ball across his body and got lucky that they didn't intercept it. Horrible play. Horrible interception in the red zone. Right. I mean, those plays need to stop. He's got to be smarter than that. I know he's trying to do too much, but you got to know as starting quarterback of that team, you can't make negative plays like that. And it needs to stop because it's really hurting them. And, like, you know, with them, they got to play clean. If the Eagles are going to win, they got to play. I mean, they played the Giants. But after this, they got the Cowboys and then the Giants. You got to win these games. You got to play clean football because after that, man, it's like Browns, Packers, Seahawks, Saints. I mean, you're going to get smoked by those teams.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Sure. Don't forget the intentional grounding call they got when Wentz should have thrown the ball 5 seconds before that. Right. You know, another stupid play.
Well, I mean, the Giants, you know, you have a tight end who can't catch.
Right.
Okay. This guy can't catch COVID right now. Okay. He can't. All right. I'm sorry.
Story.
Well, it's
in a room full of people infected with COVID, you couldn't catch COVID.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't, you know, I mean, I just don't get it because that ices the game for the Giants right there. I mean, you couldn't, and I don't care what Daniel Jones or anybody else said. You really couldn't have thrown a better ball to that guy. You couldn't have.
Right. And no, I mean, look, it's a crazy year, man. And look, Cowboys will play the Redskins today, and I'm hoping they lose. And then you'll have Cowboys and Eagles for first place at 2. I mean, Eagles are by that tie.
They're half
ahead right now. So it's gonna be a crazy year in the NFC East. But look, everybody that this is the worst division in history. Come on, man. Factor in the injuries, though. If the Eagles had their full complement of players, and Dallas too. I mean, Dallas is missing Tyron Smith, Lyle Collins, Pro Bowl tackles. Okay, the center retired, so we can't bring him up. But you're missing Sean Lee and Van Der Esch. You're missing your starting quarterback, who was throwing 500 yards a game. I mean, you got to factor those things in. I mean, the defense stinks, no doubt. But, it is a bad division. There's no doubt about it. But, I mean, look, Washington and Giants are in one-year head coaches rebuilding. I don't think either of them are in their current quarterback situation. It's a rebuilding type thing. But the NFC East is the best division in football in history. So let's give them a little slide for 1 year. Who has the most Super Bowls, Coach?
Yeah,
the NFC East.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Even before the Eagles won it, they were still. All right, who's the douche that put up the unhappy face up there? Who's the douche? I don't know. Somebody did that. Let's see. I don't know if I click on it.
Blast him on the screen. Put his name up on the
screen. We were talking about a game. Well, and like Kevin said yes, and Kevin Steinmetz want to put the comments up, Coach.
Yeah.
Rutgers, good start for Schiano.
Yeah, let's get there. That's right. I was going to bring that up, but usually we stick to NFL on Sunday.
Yeah.
We come to the show once in a while, bitch.
Yeah.
And,
Who are you talking about?
Well, Kevin gave us a thumbs down.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Look right here. He put the angry face up.
Maybe he's talking about, I don't know.
Listen. All right, that goes bad on the Facebook algorithm.
Dude.
Shit,
I'm not an angry face.
That's what it is. You click right on it. It says it right there when I put on it. Right there.
Because of a comment.
I know. Yeah.
I'm sure it's because of a comment.
I know. You sound like Captain now.
Yeah. Hey, one more time.
Man, you get like 280 fucking thumbs up. He'll go, I got one thumb down. I mean, close. Calm down. It's positive here. Positive vibes.
That's it.
But anyway, yes, Rutgers, big, huge. We'll talk a little more into college on tomorrow's show. We'll get more into that because we only got really, it's a quick hour in the morning. We got so much to get to with the games and obviously Stizz and his fantasy stuff. So we have a lot to cover. So we kind of lay off the college stuff.
But no, it's a great point, though. I mean, it was – and look, Schiano, it's going to be tough in the Big Ten, but now I think Michigan State, let's not forget Deandre left, obviously, abruptly, some wonderings if there might be some I think they're getting investigated for something. So, we'll see. Now, Chris Lentz brought up, too, obviously, Coach, if you would, do your job and put comments up. But obviously, you're in la-la land worried about stupid things. The Bucks signed Antonio Brown, obviously.
Well,
I'm not worried about
the one that he put up.
That's it was before, But he put up about Antonio Brown. He said he thinks it's a mistake. I disagree. I disagree,
too.
Because Tom Brady isn't going to look. And Russell Wilson said it, that he's humble and, and he might not be. And you know what? You can't lose. If he comes in and acts up, he's done. You know what I mean? He's axed. He's going to get released. And you know what? This is his last chance. If he blows this, I don't know that he's going to get another chance in the league. I mean, the Bucks are going all in. Tom Brady's 43 years old. They're looking to win the Super Bowl this year, not next year. Maybe they run it back, but this is the year. It's all right now. You gotta go for it. And look, man, can you imagine if you're a defense, Godwin, Evans, Antonio Brown, Ronald Jones, Gronk at tight end, and then Ronald Jones, who's running, what did you say, says 3 straight 100-yard games?
3 straight 100-yard games for Ronald Jones. I mean, is Leonard Fournette, does he get phased out when he comes back from injury? I mean, Ronald Jones is killing it right now.
Yeah, but Fournette, well, I he's always been that dinged up running back forever.
Sure.
So I don't think he's going to be that workload, and I think it's a great change of pace because I mean, don't get me wrong, Leonard Fournette's a good back, but to be able to to be a complimentary back with that's a formidable backfield, and I think that's something you need to move on. And to get back to your point with AB, Tom Brady really liked him when he was with New England for that short period. Tom and him connected really well, and I know Tom tried to get him to the Bucs earlier. And then they kind of it didn't work out. So thank you. That's a good one. Yeah, Brandon Jacobs to Tiki. That's a good analogy. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think too, it's a little bit of an insurance. Mike Evans has been a little banged up, and so has been Godwin. Yeah. So now you got another receiver. I mean, look, to me, Bruce Arians is loose. It might work. I mean, I understand why Raiders fans can't stand him. I get it. I would hate him too. You know what I mean? I didn't like T.O. after all the BS. But, like I said, if you got a strong locker room and the right leadership, you're going to be fine. And, man, if Tom Brady's the head of is your quarterback, you're going to be good because he'll deal with it. He'll deal with it. And if he don't, Bruce Arians will.
Now, is AB's contract mostly incentive-based? And I guess –
I didn't say it's 1 year. Yeah.
It's 1 year. It's prorated because it's just for the rest of this year. So it's not – and, I mean, come on, the guy hasn't played in, 2 years? So the guy's probably got no money. So he's really got to probably – suck it up and take what is given to him.
Yeah, and Kevin said too, and it's going to be a big thing on today's game. It's snowing in Denver.
Right.
That Chiefs line went from 10 and a half, I believe, it's down to 7. Over-under is 45 because, with the snow, it's hard to – although the last snow game the Chiefs have, they really scored some points. But I love football in the snow. One of my favorite games is that Eagles-Lions game, where they just went nuts in the snow. And it wasn't expected either. They were saying for a half an inch, and then all of a sudden it was just this onslaught of snow, and we got 10 inches or something. And it was fun to watch. I'm a snow guy game. And it's the ultimate equalizer, Coach. You know that.
Absolutely. It is because it takes some things out of the arsenal, so to speak. Yeah, it does. So 16 degrees, and it's cold.
And think about that. It's October. You know what I mean? I mean, that's crazy. You don't see snow in October.
But here's the funny thing, though. Out there in Denver, it'll be 16 degrees today, and it'll be 65 tomorrow.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the craziness out there. So we'll keep our eye on that game. With that. But.
Yeah, and then any word on the Raiders players? Because I know they're out of the protocol, but they need their 4 players to test negative today.
They are set to play. They are all 4 offensive linemen that were in contact with Brown are set to play today, they said.
Okay, and then Stizz, too, I just saw AB's deal, max money, $2.5 million. That's the most he can get with incentives and everything. So you're basically getting AB for 1 year, $5 million. I mean, it's half of that, obviously, because it's 8 games. But, I mean,
no. It's $2 million. If he were to play the full season, it's prorated. He doesn't get that.
No, it's $2.5 million for the 8 games. That's what he's getting paid. That's what I'm saying to you. It's the contract's $2.5 million. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what he'll get for 8 games. So I'm saying over a full season, it's 1 year, $5 million, because obviously he's not playing the first 8 games. He'll play the last 8 games. Now, one thing I wanted to touch on too, which I wonder what's going on is there's some rumblings about a lot of issues with Michael Thomas, and that the Saints may trade him. And to me, it's if it's that bad, I mean, look, if they trade Michael Thomas, I think you're taking away any chance they got at the Super Bowl. I mean, I think you'd all agree. And Drew Brees is, I mean, this might be his last year. I mean, I don't see much more out of Drew
Did
Brees.
he already sign a contract with like NBC Sports or something to go from the field to the booth? I think he already signed a contract with them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, no, I didn't hear that either. But it's going to be interesting to see. I think, you know, look, they're both out today. Him and Emmanuel Sanders, I think, aren't going to play. Right. And they're even saying that Michael Thomas may miss week 8. So I think there's something more going on than injury. Like he punches the guy in practice, and it's not good. I mean, the Saints obviously need him. I mean, that's Drew Brees' that's his best player. That's the one he relies on. So if the Saints trade him, I mean, even if it's for draft pick compensation, I mean, to me, I'd almost want a player in return because, I mean, look, you can't let a player hold your team hostage, but I just think, with the Saints, man, it's you're giving up on the chance of the Super Bowl. I mean, I don't think they can do it without him.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah. Absolutely, he's a key. He's definitely a key that you can't afford to lose.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bring up 2 points. I think AJ Green might have been watching the show last week after I criticized him on him being get him to retire. 96 yards last week. He had his best game of the season. Listen, I'm not going back on it there, AJ. I think you still should be out of the league and retire because, he had one big game. I think T. Higgins is the man there, that rookie. I think Joe Burrow really likes him a lot. So just about that, I thought that was funny that he had the best game of the season. What do you guys think about Tua for Miami coming off the bye? 3-3, they go right to the rookie. What do you guys think about that?
I like the move. I would have done it against the Jets because, just to let him get his feet wet a little bit and get a little confidence. I mean, because think about it now, Stizz. Your first game, you're going under center, and you're looking and, Aaron Donald's right there. So, I mean, look, he's going to have to deal with that eventually. But still, I like, building these guys. Give them a game. I hate to say it, but playing the Jets is like the JV. You know what I mean? It's like them having that Tuesday practice against
you gotta remember, and I know you guys might not remember this. The Giants were in playoff contention when they benched Kurt Warner for Eli Manning. They were I believe they were 7-5. They benched in the playoff mix, and then they wound up going 7-9 that year.
Yeah,
Coach, can you put up Chris Fusco's comment real quick?
Yeah,
answer that question.
Yeah, the start about Amari Cooper and Robbie Anderson.
So, Chris, I'm going Robbie Anderson today. He's averaging 7 catches a game going against New Orleans defense. Amari Cooper, I don't know if you. Well, he's got the red rifle throwing to him, and we see how that went last week. But more importantly, I don't know if you guys seen the field in Washington. Man, 40 degrees, and it is downpouring.
Right.
So I think that's going to be just an ugly game. Maybe it's a ground game. Who knows? But I can't see any of the receivers having a big game. So I'm going Robbie Anderson.
I agree. And Cowboys offensive line, man, they're banged up, man. And look, I think that Redskins D line is gonna they're gonna go at the rifle edge. They are, and like you said, it's raining. Cooper and him didn't have much chemistry last week. Now it's 1 week. You never know.
Sure. And they had another week of practice.
Yeah, sure. No, you're right. But, we'll see. And, Kevin mentioned earlier, too, Le'Veon Bell, first game with the Chiefs today. Right. So, obviously, I think, Stizz, you would think wait and see approach with him, correct? Kind of see. Let's see what happens, right?
100%. 100%. Okay. I don't know how many touches he gets today. I don't think it's going to be many.
Would you even pick him up or no?
Say it again?
Would you even pick him up if he was out there, or would you wait to see? Just because, you don't know what he's going to do with, because I don't think they want Clyde Edwards-Helaire to be the future. So I think they will scale back his touches, but they're not going to, let L. Bell be the cowbell or whatever it is people call him.
I would pick him up as either insurance for Clyde Edwards-Helaire or as a trade option for somebody who has Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'd maybe keep him on my bench and see if maybe CEH doesn't get that many touches, or Lev gets most of the ground game. Look to trade him off to that owner. So
yeah, and Brian, I'm talking about next week. Miami has a bye this week, so Miami plays the Rams next week. Miami's on a bye, which is, I think, that's part of the reason Flores went with the move. And I also think Flores thinks they have a shot at the AFC East. I think he saw the Bills are now 4-2. They're 3-3. If you look at the Dolphins' schedule, they got a shot. They got a shot. If they can beat the Bills and the Patriots, down the stretch, they got a shot at this division. I mean, and I think he thinks, look, everybody loves Ryan Fitzpatrick and how he plays, but man, Tua, you gotta look. They know now they're close, and you don't want to be going into next year with him just starting, and it's like year 3 where they might be hoping to make the playoffs, and now you're just getting a QB who's starting. They need to get him working, And like I said, I think they feel like, there's going to be some growing pains, but
Sure.
Tua's going to give him a better chance to win. I mean, he's very, very accurate, and moving him out of the pocket, his athletic ability. I mean, that may, let's see. I like Tua. I think he's going to be a hit. I think I bet Miami to win the AFC East last week, just because 6-1. I think it's an outside shot.
Yeah, that was your sleeper.
Also, guys, you're not, you're talking quarterback. You needed to. I think the problem that we didn't see Tua sooner is the right tackle, because you remember he's left-handed, so that right tackle now becomes that blindside tackle versus the left side. And I don't think, because if I'm not mistaken, that's their new. They drafted that kid at the end of the first round, so he's playing as well and getting him a little better acclimated to being ready. You don't want to put him out there and let him get thumped either.
Yeah.
And obviously the hip. I think the hip. They wanted to take their time with the hip as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean that was a serious injury. I mean, there was questions the way whether be able to play, and he even said that the recovery was very challenging. But Tua is the type of kid, man. If he can play, character wise, he's the right type of. He's the kind of guy you want who's going to lead your franchise. Just the right attitude. He's going to be probably the first guy in every day, going to lead your team, because man. The quarterback sets the tone. They really do. Quarterback sets the tone. And, right. That's really important. And, I did feel bad for Fitzpatrick. And that was one of the first things he said. He felt bad because Fitzpatrick said, it broke his heart, And, I mean, look, he had to know it was coming eventually. There was no way he was starting all year. I just think he thought, he was playing really good. But, with Fitzpatrick, man, there's the highs and the lows, and it never seems to be consistent.
That's why it's Fitz magic, baby.
Yeah,
that's right.
So we'll.
No, I didn't see that, Brian, about Reggie Bush ripping the Eagles, and that's real quick. If I can get into that, Doug Peterson's killing me. I've been asking him to run, and now this game they couldn't run, and he decides to run. Coach, did you watch the whole game?
Yeah.
Okay, the Eagles' offensive line is in shambles.
Yeah.
I mean, now, Lane Johnson goes out. You got one offensive lineman who was a starter going in. You're running an option with Jalen Hurts from the 8-yard line. Are you kidding me? And then you do a quarterback draw.
Right.
Like, come on, what are you doing? I mean, I just, Doug.
But your quarterback, when was the last time Wentz played a full season? And you're running these quarterback sneaks and these quarterback options with him. I mean, come on now.
The option was with Hurts, obviously.
No,
but
he did run a couple of read options where he kept the ball.
No, I know. But you need Hurts to throw the ball. And it's to me, too, it's like you're putting Wentz out at receiver. Mostly everything you're going to run most of the time. Let him let it loose. Let him let it rip. You know what I mean? I just don't – I don't get it. I don't get running an option with Hurts. And it was just Doug, he's won a Super Bowl. But, man, just the last 3 years, it's like he just starts very slow in his coaching. You're like, what are you doing? And look, the Eagles get better later, and that's how you want it to be. But still, man, it just you shake your head. I mean, look, the Redskins game, Doug. I mean, now look at that game. I mean, they win that Redskins game, and that Bengals game isn't a tie. They got a stronghold on this NFC East.
Right.
I mean, you got to look into that stuff.
Now, let me ask you this Eagles thing before we get into
Stizz
and his picks for today. What do you think we see Zach Ertz suit up in an Eagles uniform again?
Yeah, because I think he'll be healthy before the end of the year. But I don't think he will next year. I think he's gone. I think they're going to try to get the compensation for him. He wants a big deal. I don't know what they're going to get for him. That's what worries me is, like, do you really want to trade Zach Ertz with where he's at? I mean, are people going to look and say, he doesn't look good? Or are they going to say, yeah, there's a lot of injuries. He's getting coverage. I mean, I think he's about 30, right, Stizz?
Yeah, he's up there. He's been in the league for quite a while. I mean, what are you going to get for him, too? I mean, I don't think you're going to get much compensation back for him.
Right. I think it mainly would be like a salary dump and just saying, all right, God, it's going to be the guy. If he's not going to be happy, I'm saying.
And here's the thing, though. I think, don't they save about $8 or $9 million by getting rid of Ertz, too?
Yeah, they do. And, I think he wants to get paid big-time money. And I wouldn't pay him $15 million a year. I mean, I wouldn't. I think he's not Kelsey and Kittle. He's that next tier now. He used to be that top tier. He was a top 3 tight end. I mean, I don't know that he is anymore, so I wouldn't pay him like that. I would pay him. I think he's like $10 million a year. I mean, yeah, you see, and that's the problem with free agency. You get these dopes like Austin Hooper get all this money. Well, now Zach Ertz is sitting there saying, Austin Hooper got that. And you're like, well, the Browns are morons. Like, you gotta, it's tough. Like, free agency is different than signing with your own team, obviously.
No, I don't, Kevin, I don't think they're going to trade him in the division, but I guarantee you if he gets dumped, I could see a place like New York, because they're moving on from Evan Ingram. Let me tell you, let me be clear. We are moving on from Evan Ingram. Okay, we're going to be in the market for a tight end, and we have cap money to spend.
Yeah,
okay?
Interesting.
I don't think that the Giants would give him a deal like those guys out in Kelsey and Kittle.
No,
I could see him getting like a Hooper deal or something like that.
I wouldn't give him that. I mean, he's way too inconsistent. It's all hype with him.
Yeah,
show it to me on the field.
You're right, but I think he really hasn't had pieces around him to really be that dominant tight end as he was. You see because you remember your Super Bowl year when you had Al Jeffries and what's the other guy? The speed guy that was there on the other side.
Jackson.
No,
Torrey
Super
Smith.
Bowl year. Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah,
a compliment. And look, the Giants have Slayton, they have Shepard. I mean, to add a Zach Ertz to that offense, safety valve. I mean,
it would be huge. I don't think they'll trade the division either. And
but I'm just saying, if he gets
Brian and Kevin said, you're right. When you're on the IR, you can't be traded. There was rumors the Eagles were trying to hold from keeping him on the IR so that they could trade him. And Jason Dean, that's a possibility because the Eagles love 2 tight ends. The kid from Penn State, I was watching him yesterday. He's number 87. They call him Little Gronk. Yeah, he's a player, Jason Dean. I wouldn't mind that. I'm not in the first round, but if a second or third round pick, I wouldn't mind that. Who does Kittle have?
If he keeps playing the way he is, he's not going to be there in the second round.
Yeah. And Jason Dean, you're right about Kittle. He doesn't have any receivers around him at all.
Right. You're right, but the offense is set up differently. It's 2 different offenses. So
and Kevin's right too. It is part of it. Part of it is the injuries, and they're taking Ertz out of the game because they know how much Wentz eyes on him. But still, the fact is when you're trying to trade him, you know how it is. It's like when you're in a contract negotiation. They're going to say the bad things. You're going to try to say the good things.
Right.
And right now, he's not putting the production on the field, and that's never a good thing. And he's hurt. That kills your freaking value. You want to go into what Stizz's fantasy stuff for tonight?
Yeah, let's hear what Stizz has got. Sit him, start him, sit him. What do we got?
Let's rock on everything. Let's start with the waiver wire. Actually, I'm
waiting to hear that one.
Listen, I got a hot waiver wire pickup, fellas. What's for today? Rush to your waiver wire and try to get this wily bunch. The Lincoln Financial Field Turf. I'm going with. I'm trying to get them on the waiver wire. Huge play on Thursday night to trip up Daniel Jones. It saved what would have been 80-some yard touchdown. I'll tell you, really came out strong. This Lincoln Financial Turf has another home game this coming week against Dallas. So you're going to run to your waiver wire and grab them real quick.
Best defense on the field.
Yeah. Hey, this was the best in the field, you know? All right, so let's move on to some players here. Deandre Swift, running back for the Detroit Lions. He had 14 rushes for 116 yards and 2 touchdowns last week versus the Jaguars. He's still got AP in his back window, which kind of sucks. You know, we talked about this running back by committee, but I think he's your guy. He's your guy moving forward. He's going to go up against Atlanta, who's the 10th worst against running backs versus the run. So DeAndre Swift today, you're going to pick him up. I think he's going to have a great game. We kind of touched on him a little bit earlier, talking about A.J. Green. No, you're not picking up A.J. Green. You're picking up this rookie, T. Higgins. T. Higgins averaging 8 targets in the last 5 games. 6 catches, 125 yards last week versus a very stout Indianapolis Colts defense. Huge. Joe Burrow's looking at this guy. He really has a good connection with this kid. And today, they're going against the 28th ranked Cleveland defense. So I'm going to pick up T. Higgins as well. Those are my 3 waiver wire pickups. Move on to the start of the week. Keep an eye on this guy. You got to monitor his status. Aaron Jones for the Green Bay Packers. He's going to be a game-time decision today, unfortunately. He has a mild calf strain. He went through an MRI. Said he's good to go. Now, we'll see what the doctors say. He didn't practice on Friday, which makes me a little nervous. But if he's playing today, you're going to want to put him in the lineup. He had the worst game of his career last week against Tampa Bay. 10 rushes, 15 yards, 3 catches for 26 yards. Looking for this to be a bounce-back game against Houston. We seen what our boy, the kid Hendry, Mr. Derrick Henry, did against Houston Texans last week. Torched them, 202 yards last week. Big game. Houston's given up 177.5 yards per game to running backs. So you're going to want to get Aaron Jones, if he's healthy, in your lineup today. Sit of the week, big name on the board. We kind of touched base on him a little bit earlier in the show as well. Drew Brees. Drew Brees, I'm taking out of my lineup, fellas. No Emmanuel Sanders, no Michael Thomas. He's going to the third-string wide receiver, Traquan Smith. Jared Cook is tight end. Those are your pass catchers. This is going to be an Alvin Kamara day. Carolina gives up the 3rd most points to running backs. And actually they're first against the pass at 6.1 yards per attempt. So I'm sitting Drew Brees. I'm keeping him on my bench, thinking it's going to be an Alvin Kamara day, maybe a low-scoring day. And that's that from Delco's #1 fantasy football advisor.
All right. Coach, will you stay with 3 boxes? How many times we got to tell you? You're like a little kid. Don't touch the thing. You got to do. I'm going to tell you, just stay 3 boxes.
Coach,
Coach was trying to, look at some porn or something. He was trying to do something shady when he's in that room. He was doing something, man, to get these. He was. That's why he's laughing. He puts you up and puts up on there. I hate it, dude. My head looks huge. I got Jason Dean on there last week.
Yo, listen, he's got a Biggins magazine over there. I see him going through the Biggins magazine. Yeah, I see it.
I think you were swiping right on Grindr. That's what it was.
Actually, no, I had to go get my cards.
Okay. Yeah, I've turned Coach into a degenerate.
Good. Like to hear it. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, he's got the reverse teaser, Stizz, which I don't know if you've heard of them. The reverse teasers where you add 6 points instead of take 6 points off, obviously. 20-1, though, if you pick 3 teams.
Is that what you're into, Brian?
Midget porn. That's great. That's great. Yeah, I have heard of them. Nevada. Yeah, we used to get them teaser cards up in all the Delaware places have them, newsstands and all them places. So we used to play them every once in a while. They're fun, man. They're hard to pick though. That's the problem.
Yeah. Put up what Fusco said. He said, "Well, would you get the complaints from the female viewers? Get a little hashtag me too." Yeah.
Actually, I got a few filing complaints against the ladies, so I had to change it for a week, unfortunately.
Well, no, all those women, their men were giving them some threatening phone calls and stuff.
They were getting pissed off. I was getting calls from their husbands, threatening me, telling me they're going to come after me for giving their old ladies some fantasy advice.
They were sliding the DMs.
I said, if you want to talk fantasy, we got to meet up, have a couple drinks, and we'll talk about starts and sits for the week. I don't know. The guys didn't like it. I don't get
it. I think that he's worried they're thinking of another fantasy, not football, if you know what I mean.
I guess
Can you
so.
blame him?
No, I don't. Hey, listen, I don't blame him.
What's up, Angela? What's going on?
What's up, Angela?
I'll tell you, Angela,
Thanks, buddy.
Tomorrow. Just watch tomorrow night because obviously I saw Captain's rant, and man, I can't disagree anymore. I love Captain, but I can't disagree any more than Captain's rant the other night. So tune in tomorrow. I'm sure it's going to be interesting because it's going to be like Biden versus Trump, and it's going to be Captain versus Nevada Nick, baby. Dr. Ruth Stizz, that's great.
Hey, listen, I'm multitasking, Michael Johnson. I'm multitask.
Yeah, and put up what Kevin said, too, and it's true. 3 weeks ago, Stizz was on a roll 4 times in a row. He was saying, give me anybody. I'll play anybody. Friday night, the dude who was the hottest, he goes, you want to team up? You want to team up? He goes, I need a partner. I'll tell you, man, fall from grace. It's going to be a 30 for 30 on it.
For a win. Listen, Coach, I almost didn't make the show today. I was up on my roof of my townhouse writing my suicide note. I
almost had a 302 him on Friday night. He called me at 3 a.m.
Yes.
Got a little boozed up. Can't take the losses, man. With me, I'm so used to losing now. Although I've changed my throw now. Nevada Nick's starting to get there a little bit. I changed my throwing motion, so I'm trying to get better because I think
we got to bring Coach down. We got to bring Coach down for one of the Friday tournaments.
You play, Coach? Coach, do you play cornhole?
Yeah, I play cornhole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plays everything.
Well, listen, I was up there. I never got an invite. I was up a couple of Fridays ago,
Look at Michael Johnson said. Vic, that statement alone would have created a 5-minute rant by the captain. Heart attack waiting.
One more time. One more time.
Coach, you can't walk off. It's your show.
That's true. Yeah. You walk off, we don't have a show now. We're going to have that girl.
Coach is Lieutenant Dan.
Uncle Bill, I would play both running backs from the Saints. He chatted in a little earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like I said, who are you going with? Traquan Smith, or are you going with the running game?
Yeah.
I'm starting
look at this. Jason Dean, is that are you calling out Stizz? You want to play one-on-one?
I think he is.
I mean, geez, man, we'll do a whole show, Stizz versus Jason Dean and Cornell. We'll put it, we'll have Nick and I being the commentators, and we'll go, man.
Calling me Ed Sheeran last week, man. Shoot.
That's it.
And after that, of course, I went and ate ice cream, so I was eating my feelings because he told me I was basically an overweight Ed Sheeran.
I'll tell you what, if me and JD play that cornhole tourney, I hope Nevada Nick comes in as Ed Hockley. I might have a shot. I might get some calls my way.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to get some calls my way.
Yeah, we might have to set that up, man. That would be great.
Fun.
Yeah, Jason Dean's, I don't know how far away he is from me. He's in PA, but yeah, we all got to get together sometimes. Jason Dean's a good dude, man. I like
should,
Jason
yeah.
Dean. Cracks me up.
Well, now I'm out Fridays now. I'm out now. Football started here in Delaware, so you can hear me locally for all of download the app 105 Delaware 105.9. Just put that in the And on Friday night 6:30, we go on, and then when you tune in Thursdays from now on, you'll have Nevada Nick and myself doing the Thursday night game, and then I'm going to bring in my co-host Dave, and we're going to pregame some high school football.
Yeah.
And along with my old partner at ESPN, Gary Schofield, talking some high school football as well.
Nice. Gary's good dude too.
So,
how did your first broadcast go, Coach, Friday night?
It went pretty good. It went pretty good. We had to stand out in the bleachers. They didn't, because of COVID, the distancing. There's too many people in the press box, so we got bumped outside, which kind of so I didn't have the proper shoes on. My legs were getting damn tired standing on that metal bleacher for 3 hours.
Oh man, well that sucks.
He had his Nike slides on.
Yeah, and I hope too. I will see Jason Dean next year in Vegas, baby, because I will be going. I'm hoping I can get Stizz to tag along. Absolutely. I will be going to Eagles Vegas next year.
Yeah, I can't go.
You can come. You're not an Eagles fan. You're not an Eagles
fan, man. Wait. Here,
right.
Here's the difference.
You're welcome. I'll get the suite. You guys just come on. I'll rent a suite.
Here's what I've found because. And this is what I do is when I go to like these iconic parks and stuff, I like to go without having a dog in the fight so you can experience
I agree with
all those things. Like going to Green Bay. I didn't go where the Giants went because, so just go and be there and enjoy it. Go to the dog. I want to go to Cleveland, the dog pound before, and I
want to see Lambeau Field
before they left, but
right. But no, Angela, you're one of the people I'm talking about when I go to Vegas. Jason, Dean, you, the whole crew, man. Looking forward to it.
The whole crew out there.
Yeah, and I'll tell you one real quick, and then I'll go into my picks, Coach. I got to go to Yankee Stadium. My grandfather's favorite team was Yankee Stadium, and man, going there with him and my dad, like that was seeing that, man, to think like this is where Babe Ruth played. Right. You know what I mean? Like, and obviously I didn't have any skin in the game, but man, that's an experience, man. When you go to a park and you think of all the names that played there, Mantle and Maris and Lou Gehrig. I mean, it was so cool. And I went to the new Yankee Stadium, and it was just like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to, but it's like to me, you renovate old Yankee Stadium. There are certain stadiums you don't want to.
All right, Mike, we're going.
There's a certain stadiums you don't get rid of. You know what I mean? Like, Fenway Park. Like you just, it's.
Well, there I'll go when the Yankees play at Fenway. I mean, I've been to Fenway before without the Yankees, but been there with the Yankees, and it's a fun time. Because you know what? It's they're not like Philly fans where it's I don't know. You're like, it's really great experience when you go to a Boston Yankee game in Boston and in the stadium too. So
Camden Yards is nice too. Camden Yards, that's a hell of a place.
Camden Yards, some blue barbecue down there.
I heard PNC Park's really nice too out in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
you're right in the middle of the city, so you got like the skyline right there. Yeah. And with the old Yankee Stadium too, didn't you have the L train? Wouldn't the L train?
Yeah. It was right out over the outfield there. Yes.
Have you been, Angela? Because that's one I want to do. Is Wrigley? Because Wrigley, I think you walk down into the stadium. Yeah, that's one I'd like. That's on my bucket list. Is Wrigley? I mean, that's another stadium. You just don't ever leave Wrigley Stadium. I mean, it's just the history. You don't, just like Lambeau Field in Green Bay. All right, Coach, you want to get to the picks now?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Let's see what you got.
All right, first game, I'm going to go out to I think the game of the week, obviously, Pittsburgh and Tennessee. Pittsburgh's defense is just top 5 in everything. I'm going to go Steelers plus 1.5. Big Ben, 11 touchdowns, 1 interception. Those, you got Claypool playing now. The receivers, they're running the ball. Look, the Titans look good, but if you look at the Titans, a lot of close games against not good teams, bad teams.
Right.
I'm the first game. I'm gonna go Steelers plus 1.5. Then I'm going to Green Bay and Houston. The line seems weird. I don't get it, but I'm gonna bet the good team, man. I'm gonna bet the Packers coming off a bad loss, really bad. -3 against Houston on the road. Stizz brought it up earlier about Houston's run defense. I don't, if it's Jones or it's the backup, I think Packers are going to run the ball. That's one thing I do like about LaFleur. He will keep running the ball. That's the huge difference between him and McCarthy. He will stick with it. And then, A-Rod, and I think that Devontae Adams last week was still getting his feet wet a little bit. I think you'll see a better performance from him this week too, and the defense will bounce back. I mean, obviously, you got to watch Deshaun Watson. You never know with him. But, I got the Packers -3. Then I'm going to go to Detroit versus Atlanta. I like Detroit plus 1.5 at Atlanta. I just think the Lions are the better team. Falcons, I know they did get a win, but the secondary for the Falcons is really jacked up. Lions have been inconsistent. I know Stizz is on the other side in this one, but I just think the Lions are the better team. Look, they've had some tough losses this year. I'm going to go Lions plus 1.5. Now, this game might surprise some people. Saints -6.5 today against the Panthers. They're at home. I know the two receivers are out, but where I'm expecting the big thing is the defense. I saw some good signs from the defense in the last game. They finally got Davenport and Cam Jordan both playing on the defensive side of the ball. So I think the Saints are going to have a really good rushing game today. Brees, Jared Cook, you still have Smith at receiver. But I think, like Stizz said, it is going to be a heavy rushing game, and Sean Payton better run the ball.
It better be.
You can't, and they can't fall behind either, Stizz. They need to come out and take grip of this game and have the Panthers playing from behind and kind of tee off on Teddy Bridgewater. But I'm going to go Saints -6.5. And then my last pick, I'm going to tonight's game. I know Raiders fans aren't happy that it's tonight. We all wanted to see Bucs Raiders tonight.
Absolutely.
I mean, who didn't? I was really looking forward to that game, and now it's a 4:05, and I don't think it's going to be on the dial, obviously. So I'll have to catch pieces of it on Red Zone. That's disappointing. But no, I'm going to go Seahawks.
No, I think it's Fox's game of the week.
Okay, but yeah, you're wrong because it would be at 4:25 then, Coach. The game of the week's at 4:25. So right. I think you're wrong. But yeah, see, if the Seahawks are 3.5 today, buy the hook. Get the Seahawks to 3 against the Cardinals. Look, Russell Wilson, just the year he's having. Cardinals on a short week, coming off what I think they thought was a big win against the Cowboys, but any win against the Cowboys ain't big. So take the Seahawks -3.
Okay.
I like it. That's tonight's game, too. That's the flex game.
Yeah. So, it is on Fox. It is. But I don't know if it's going to, like I said, I think you're going to have to see it on Red Zone, unless you're obviously in Vegas or in Tampa Bay. I think it's going to be and that's what sucks too. I wish they would have made it the 4:25 game and maybe we could all see it because I do really want to see that game. That game, I think it's tough, man. That's one of the hardest games to predict this week. I think there's a bit of an overreaction on the Bucs because they smoked the Packers last week. The lines jumped up because Trent Brown's out. I think Jonathan Abrams out too. From what I've heard, he can't clear not concussion protocol, COVID protocol, because he was around Trent Brown, I believe, on Monday or Tuesday. Right. I'm going to take the points with the Raiders today. Call me crazy. It's at 5. I think the Raiders will cover 5. I don't know that they'll win. I think they'll cover 5. I could see the Bucs winning by like a field goal. And
listen, Bill, I didn't retire the Giants hat. The Giants are playing today, okay?
He'll get it. Okay, just get the bag and put it over your head. It's on your top. That's what he's going to do. He's got a bag that says "You Giants" on. He can put it over his head.
With 2 holes. Yeah. 2 holes and a mouth hole.
Okay.
Yeah, we know why he needs that mouth hole.
Listen, I don't work at the Glory Hole on weekends like you do, okay?
All
right?
I'm gonna throw a pop fight out there.
Listen, I wear my Giants hat when they're winning
Right.
on game day. Okay,
Right.
on game day.
Right.
Okay? When it's not game day, I wear this hat because it's my guys at Lewis Harbor. So you're down in Lewis, go stop by the harbor, tell them Coach sent you.
That's it.
And you'll get spit in your food.
Yeah. Lewis Harbor, man, it's the dock, man. It's where you go fishing and stuff. It's a bait and tackle shop, dude.
Oh,
Not a restaurant, okay.
Okay.
They might throw up.
Yeah. You're gonna now, Stizz, what's your prop bet?
So last week, fellas, I gave you another winner. Winner. Kenny Galladay over 65.5 yards receiving. He mapped out with 105. Had a nice game last week. 4-1 on the season so far. This week, I'm stepping to your Seattle flex game tonight. I'm going with DK Metcalf over 68.5 yards receiving tonight. I think that's going to be a real good game. As we said, Russell Wilson's cooking, man. He's throwing the ball all over the field. Good news is DK Metcalf, 90-plus yards in 5 straight games. So you know what? I'm riding the train, man. I'm riding the trend, and I'm going with him again. He should have another good game tonight. So over 68.5 yards for DK Metcalf. Call up your books, put a couple dimes on it, be done, go to sleep.
Couple dimes. Oh,
listen, we don't play around here with quarterbacks. You know what I mean? We got coach money. We're putting on.
And everybody tune in tomorrow night because it's going to be just double box. We're going to throw Coach out of it. Captain Nevada Nick, the debate.
There you go.
I got all my bullet points. I'm ready.
All right, there we go. I'll be mediating tomorrow.
Moderator.
Yeah. Moderator Muddle.
Yeah.
So, all right, everyone, enjoy a great day of football today. And remember, be back tomorrow. We'll recap all the games, and I'm sure Captain will have his panties in a bunch. He normally does, and Nick and I'll be ready for it. So it should be fun and exciting. And we'll see everybody tomorrow. Thanks for checking us out, and have a great Sunday.
Yep. Take it easy. Thanks for commenting and everything.